night, my cousins Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum each scored 31 points as New Orleans beat Sacramento 135-123, completing a 5-game season sweep of the Kings. The Pelicans improved to 27-14 on the road, which is a franchise record for wins and is tied with the best mark in the NBA with the Celtics. Now, following their loss to the Pelicans, the Kings are now locked into a play-in game and find themselves in a 3-way tie with the Lakers and Warriors with 2 games remaining in the regular season. Sacramento holds the tiebreaker amongst those 3 teams. All right, Monica, I'm going to start with you. Which team needs the 8th seed? Is it the Kings, the Warriors, or the Lakers?
I think it's the Warriors, y'all. I mean, the Warriors, to me, you even heard it in the sound we just ran. Steve Kerr saying we need a little help. I think for them to be in a position to only have to play 1 game in the play-in is most beneficial. I love the way that they've been able to bring their rookies along, Trace Jackson-Davis, Brandon Przemski, the onset of Jonathan Kuminga this year. But we've seen a level of exacerbation from Steph Curry that I'm not sure we've seen in the past, right? And so I think every little bit that they can get to make a little bit of noise benefits them. So of those 3 teams, I think the Warriors need it the most.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors as well. And Monica, I love that you pointed out those young guys for this team, especially those rooks being able to do what they've been able to do for this team. But, you know, Steph Curry's going to be Steph Curry. But I think also with Klay Thompson not being at the heights of his game that we so are accustomed to seeing from him, I think the Warriors being able to play 1 game, right, to get into the playoffs is easier than having to play 2.
I'm gonna go with the Sacramento Kings, and this is why I don't necessarily we don't have to have the Golden State Warriors in the 8th spot, because look, when you talk about one-offs, right, the teams that are going to be in the 9th and 10th spot, I trust Golden State and Steph Curry to be able to handle their business with 1 game. I don't trust the Sacramento Kings. So with that being said, without Malik Monk, they need 2 bites at the apple. So if they happen to lose the first, play-in game against the 7th seed, if they get the 8th seed, then all of a sudden they get another opportunity at home to face the winner out of the 9th and 10th spot. They need as many opportunities as possible. They've been playing some horrible basketball since the All-Star break. Sabonis, yes, he's been getting his individual numbers, but we really haven't seen that De'Aaron Fox we was expecting to see to take that leap and to be in the conversation with the likes of Luka, the likes of SGA, Anthony Edwards. And so when I look at them missing Malik Monk, who's a huge piece, arguably could have won 6th Man of the Year, he still might win it, I think they need the 8th spot more than any other team that we're talking about right now.
I think the difference, though, is that you trust the Warriors to win out of that 9-10. I just think if the 9-10 holds and it's the Lakers-Warriors, I don't trust that, Perk.
No, but what I'm saying is, Monica, look, at the end of the day, the West is so stacked, right? We can't really, all these teams are good. They're just in a great conference. But when I'm looking at the Sacramento Kings, well, my point is they need 2 bites at the apple. Having that 8th spot, having that 8th seed guarantees you 2 bites at the apple. Right now, they could win the 7-8 matchup, right, in the play-in tournament. But if they lose it, then they got another shot, and they got it at the crib.
Okay, Perk, you mentioned the fact that you trust the Warriors if they end up in a 9 or 10 situation. Do you trust the Lakers? How do you feel about the Lakers? Nobody cares if they make it into the playoffs this season?
Hold on, Christine. I trusted the Warriors out of those 3 teams, right?
Okay.
When I was, just going back at Monica and Harry. Now, when it comes to who do I trust more out of the Lakers and the Warriors, I'm going with King James and AD. I mean, listen, when it comes to the size, the athleticism at the wing position and, around the perimeter, the Lakers have that, especially since they put Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup. I love what he's been bringing to the table. Anthony Davis is a one-man show when he's healthy. He's been reliable this whole postseason and arguably one of the best 2-way players when it comes down to the big position of how he's embraced that center role. So me watching LeBron and know what he's capable of doing, especially in a 1-game series to even get to the playoffs, I trust the Lakers more. Anthony Davis has been amazing, especially since the All-Star break. D'Angelo Russell has been balling. Their defense have turned it up a notch. So when I think about the Lakers, I'm like, man, they have the size, something that the Warriors are lacking, and something that you need in the Western Conference in order to make any type of noise.
So, Perk, I get what you're doing. Perk is answering the questions in isolation, which I understand, right?
Okay.
Because am I hearing you right that no matter who ends up in the 9th, 9-10, if the Lakers are in it, of the 3 teams that we just mentioned, you still taking the Lakers?
Yeah, of all the teams that are in the play-in, I'm going with the Lakers. Yeah, absolutely.
So I get what you're saying. But because of what your second statement was, to me, it's imperative that the Warriors get out of that matchup if they can. But I got where you're coming from.
So me, I'm different.
Okay.
I'm going with the Golden State Warriors, right? In the same reasons that you talked about King
In 9-10?
Yes, I'm going with the Lakers in 9-10. I'm going with the Lakers. I'm going with the Warriors for the 8 seed.
8 seed.
Yeah,
getting the 8 seed.
Got it. Okay.
Right? Because a guy named Steph Curry and the ability, the way he shoots the basketball, I just love that. But also, I like the way the rookies are coming along, and with the emergence of Jonathan Kuminga, what he's been able to do, Trace Jackson Davis, the son of Dale Davis, I think a lot of people need to know that too. I think he's been playing good basketball for this team. I think with the shuffling of the lineups this season for Golden State, I think a lot more guys have been able to show Steve Kerr that they can count on him. And I just, moving forward, I just like the Golden State Warriors. I do.
Okay, Monica, I'm going to ask you this question. Which team do you think should be feared the most, the Warriors or the Lakers? I feel like Perk kind of answered this in a roundabout way.
Listen, for me, and look, I am not taking away from the Warriors' ability to rebound this year, right? And I think rebounding as the only indicator of size is just very surface level, right? But the Lakers' ability to defend and their size at multiple positions, and as Perk just pointed out, and Anthony Davis has had a solid season. He's been available. We should give him credit for that. If Anthony Davis continues to play high-level basketball, their size at multiple positions, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the emergence of Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell playing solid basketball. To me, it's the Lakers are the team that you got to work out for. Now, granted, we're talking about 9-10 potentially running to the Nuggets.
But my thing is, for all it takes for AD is one swipe, right? And he could be out. I don't think that's favorable for the Lakers. What they did last season, making the Western Conference Finals, it was all about matchups, right? They had the favorable matchups. They went against Memphis, where they didn't have Adams, right? Didn't have size. They went against the Golden State Warriors at that time, didn't have size. And then they ran into size with Nikola Jokic, and they got swept in the Western Conference Finals. So I don't think we're going to be able to see that again from the Los Angeles Lakers, because matchups, in my opinion, was everything on their run last year to the Western Conference Finals.
Retweet. I agree.
And what was the reason that they got to the Western Conference Finals, Harry? Do you know?
Shut up, Perk.
What was the reason? What was the reason why they got to the Western Conference Finals? Do we remember last year? Oh, okay. Do we remember that LeBron James was out for majority of the games after the All-Star break? That Anthony Davis was arguably the best player in the league, the way he was dominating. And then he come back this season. Not only has he been available, but he's been flying under the radar for the numbers he's been putting up on both ends of the floor. And when I look at LeBron, look, Father Time or whatever you want to call it, the man's been standing on business, all right? He's been playing at an extremely high level. Look, the deciding factors when it comes down to the Lakers is, what are you going to get out of D'Angelo Russell? Because we saw him take a step back last year in the postseason. And is Austin Reeves going to be Austin Reeves when they need him to be the most? That's the thing. And also, Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham walking up and down that sideline. We've had some questions about him, his rotations this season, some of the things, his game calling, things to that nature. He has to elevate his game as well, because a lot of times we forget to look at the matchup of the coaches, right? That matters a lot in today's game. And so Darvin Ham, I'm watching him. He has to elevate his game as well.
Y'all remember when AD used to wear glasses in middle school?
No.
Basketball?
No.
Perk knows. It looked great. Okay, just go.
And I wasn't trying to be funny.
No,
if you got those eye issues, you got to throw them rec specs, man.
Listen, that's a big-time branding opportunity, okay?
Listen, Horace Grant did his thing.
And there's elevated rec specs now.
Yeah, they look better than they used to. But he used to do it in middle school. That's all I'm saying.